Lauren. Put my little scarf on my shoulder. Hello. I'm gonna try and do one of these ones where I move around. It's gonna be beautiful. My hair is still got its own mind. It's really wonderful. It's super. Anyway, I am in the process of creating this next album, which is fun, and I'm finding photos, which is interesting. And then I'm just trying to. I don't have COVID. Oh, I don't have COVID. Hold on, I will get the test I did. I want to do this for like my own thing. Memory. You see, I don't have COVID. No, I still got something, I don't know what. But anyway, I don't have COVID, so that's exciting. And, so, this hair really, I don't know, je ne sais pas. One of my favourite places, of course, to put, the camera phone is on top of the fridge. Why not, huh? I don't know. I'm having a lot of coffee. Oh! I found a really great cafe where it's the one only, I think, in Melbourne that I found so far, and I'm like super pumped about it. Because they have the cafe au lait. I said this last night when I was quite, I had a little bit to drink last night and I made a video, but just one of those monologues. All my videos are monologues. Almost all of them. But anyway, and it's in a bowl, which I do myself actually. See, like in a bowl. I did this with my own coffee. I feel like it will spill, but anyway, it's fine. But at this place, which is really close, it's really, well, I mean, I walk everywhere, as I think some people know. Whoever watches this, you know, Miller. You know, because you're me. I'm you. That I walk to Collingwood from here, which is like Elphington, so it's like maybe 5 kilometers. But I like to walk, so it's okay. Oh God, I need to shave, eh? That is instant coffee. Avec milk powder. Awesome. But yeah, so... Oh, this is a bit wobbly. Oh no. It's okay. Affirmative. It's been raining a little, but not so much right now, which is good. It's nice. I'm thinking to dye my hair with henna. So I used to do that, and then I'll look just so beautiful. Oh. I am beautiful already. I don't need any of this affectatious nonsense. Oh, hell no. I just need gold fingernails. And, new teeth. Because I got David Bowie teeth. So new teeth. 1, 2. Red hair. Green eyes. Slightly darker skin would be good, because then I wouldn't burn so much, I assume. And it's probably a false assumption, but I'm not sure. I feel like you have higher melanin in your skin. You probably are less likely to have many problems with your skin. But I think you have other problems, right? Obviously. Depending on where you live in the world. But anyway. What else? I don't know. Oh yes, the cafe au lait. No, I said that. I was thinking a lot about, actually, my reason that I write, because I find it really difficult, and I realized this recently, actually, even with the songs. And by recently, I kind of mean the last 12 hours. Every day is a constant sort of stream of revelations. It's a little bit exhausting, to be honest with you. But anyway, and I realized, the reason I write, or I have an attraction to it, and the same way as like art and all of this, is because I feel very, like I don't understand a lot of, people. I don't really understand them. Like, I do, of course, but it's a shallow understanding, I think. It's not very deep, and so I need to do these things like write a novel or poems or songs in order to, yeah, like understand deeper why people do what they do. I know why I do what I do, and I'm fairly naive and quite innocent in many ways, actually, in the sense of like emotionally innocent. I think I'm not as much as I was a few years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, but of course, like anyone. But like why is it that I make these albums? I question that, as you know, a lot, and it's because I just don't understand like what I did wrong or what was that what like for them was in their minds going on. Was I just were we just objects to each other, or was it something they wanted to connect, but they didn't want to be real? Like especially I think of the Jaguar, and maybe even Mike. I'm not sure. It's a weird thing. Like I was talking about at the smut thing. Which I love these like incidences in my life become like quasi legendary because I just keep going on about them. Oh God. Anyway, it's just because it's a process of trying to figure out like why didn't I know what I didn't go and talk to him, but why didn't he come and talk to me? You know, just as a person. I don't understand. I mean, like I do on some level. I think understand, but I don't know if it's the right. I don't know if it's the correct understanding. And so it's sort of like that. Like I just don't know what to do half the time with it because like I like them, these people, but and even this the kind one, I don't know what to do. Like on one way, I mean, or even yeah, another person. I mean, I just don't know. Do I just be direct? I mean, I can't be direct. When you're direct, nothing goes well. It always goes to shit. Because people have these like really fragile, brittle egos, and they say that they're like totally fine and la la la, but then they don't have they don't though. They don't have the resilience. I don't know why they say that they do, but then you say something and they're like that was really, and then or they just don't respond. I'm sure it's to do with all the fact that we live in neoliberalism and da da da, and this commodification, like especially through social media and this to a lesser degree, I guess. But it's that thing where people are so encaptured in their own, I don't know, like significance, which is actually insignificant. And me too, I guess. Just maybe a lesser because I'm more aware of it, where I can articulate it. It's like an emotion. When you can articulate it, you kind of it doesn't have as much power over you, presumably. Um, like I was thinking of the Jaguar, and I thought, yeah, it's like that. Like he must have actually felt something. And for someone who is maybe a narcissist, I'm not sure. I mean, it's hard to tell these days. Everyone, is kind of in a way. But I mean, a pathological narcissist, not the sort of aesthetical narcissist. I guess you could say, maybe. Um, that yeah, when they feel something real, or when he felt something real, it was too much for him, and maybe that's why. Well, maybe he just didn't like me because I had the little spots and I had nose hairs, and I, was bohemian or whatever, and so I was a bit smelly. Not smelly, but like sort of. Elle est française, elle est française, elle a douche en 3 jours. But yeah, I don't know. So but yeah, the other guy actually, I won't say his name. I won't ever say their names because I think that would be unkind. But well, I'll try not to. Yeah, the kind one, who I wrote the EP about, the Garças actually, and came runner up with the runner up. And in the competition, and anyway, I'm doing a sketch of him, a drawing, and I have to fill in the color. But I might show this, so I have it for my own whatever, because I might sell it, give it away. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, it's like my drawing, which is like this. So it's me. So this is me. See, glasses, and I'm wearing. It's supposed to be like a kurta, but it's kind of like a Welling dervish, um, Welling dervish dress, I guess you'd say, robe, and it's a volcano. These are like a little mountains. This is a little town, sort of one town thing here. It's an elephant, which is like a symbol of India, you know, and this is the kind one, and he's obviously from India. And then I'm sitting or I'm standing on like a crevice, like a, not a crevice, but like a piece, like the 12 apostles we have here in Melbourne, in Victoria, and they're like these stalagmites. Anyway, they are like towers out of the sea, and they're made of out of granite, I think, or sandstone, and they'd collapse over the years, you know. Anyway, I had myself standing on it, and as you can see, I've got a dagger in my hand here, and I've cut out my heart and thrown it, and it sort of falls in a pool of blood. It's quite intense, actually. And then I have my little cat Familia, which is for me like my totemic symbol. Actually, is the cat. So you know, it's sort of like that. So yeah, it's sort of like that, really. Ugh. Bloody hell, man, this hair is just my hair is just nuts, eh? Bloody hell. I cut it myself the last like 3 years because I'm like, I don't like, even pre-pandemic, to go to a hairdresser. I really don't like them because they always get really close to my ears, and I just can't. I always feel like I always have these like awful visions of them like slicing off my ear. So I was like, you know what? No, I just shan't go. I just shan't go. Easier. Right? Easier. Genius. But I can't get the back of my hair, so my hair's always like out, like in the back. So when it gets wet, I just flip it like that, and I look like I've got a horse's tail. But anyway, I don't have a ponytail, but I mean, I probably could do actually. But yeah, I like my hair anyway, like wild, like my spirit. Yeah, so it's alright, baby, you know? It's alright. What was I saying? God damn. Oh yeah, the painting. Oh, the drawing, it's not a painting. But the drawing, yeah. So it's, I don't know, it's called it's called the Sufi of Bihar. And Bihar is where his ancestral village was. But he grew up in Kolkata, and actually my auntie's from Kolkata. I don't know where in Kolkata, but I mean, whatever, it's Kolkata, so Kolkata. So it's okay. But yeah. And so what was I saying? Oh dear. The synaptic misfires of my brain. Yeah, just that I guess it felt, I mean, I've written music, songs, but I'll write the music to them about him, actually. And it's funny, I was dancing last week, actually, about, yeah, a week ago. And, you know, just dancing, I was like, da-da-da, having fun, and, you know, da-da-da, as you do. And, or I do, like, more than that, I've been dancing so I'm quite sore, actually. And also, but still, I keep going. Even when I've got, like, influenza, I'll just be like, I need to dance, like a geriatric, I need to go. Anyway, but yeah, I was dancing, and I saw his housemates, and the housemate was like, I love how passive-aggressive gay men can be, and he's like, you know, yeah, you know, my housemate now has no, it was more like, my housemate now has, like, a boyfriend. I was like, okay. I didn't want to be the guy's boyfriend or anything. I was just like, we were just, you know, in my head I was like, we're just having fun, like, I'm just connecting with you as another person, hey, with him, you know, and, yeah, so it's kind of funny, I'm like, okay, cool, I mean, I don't care that he's got a boyfriend, I mean, it's kind of, I mean, it, like, I guess in a fantasy, in my fantastic idea, maybe it does sort of hurt a bit. But I mean, I drew that before. I was drawing that painting before, or the drawing before this guy told me this. So it's not, uh, what's the word? Like related. Like I had already cut out my heart in drawing before he had told me this. But I guess I just sort of thought, well, okay, it does like justify my instinctual. Because I mean, this is like a, for me, this is like a vision portrait. It's like a vision. It's like a, yeah, like naive way to understand your feelings. It's a feeling portrait. I mean, that's about my emotions, and that's why I've got the heart and the triangle as well as like the triadic system, you know. And so yeah, and so it's for me it's like that, and I think I will do other ones, of course. I will probably do ones of all the different people, because I want to make different forms of expression through different forms of media, you know. So it makes sense that that would be what I would do, and with him, it's I mean, I wish him well, you know. Like I don't do this because I'm like, oh, if I send you these beautiful paintings or this music or this whatever novel, like, oh, he'll fall into my arms and we'll be together forever. No, that's not the idea. That's, I mean, in a fantastical dream, that maybe is the idea, but in real life, I'm like, I'm not that dissonant that I can't. I'm very, very, very aware of real life. I have to be. My life is like half on the street in a way. So yeah, I'm like well aware of what is reality and what could be, and what is like the illusion, the artistic, the aesthetic, you know, the appreciation of beauty, and that's why I like these people as well. Like it's the appreciation of their beauty and their youth and the transience of that. It's something more profound than just I want to fuck or hey, you know. Like I feel like I connect and I'm quite vulnerable actually a lot of the time to my generally to my own detriment, and I've talked about this before also on this channel, but yeah, I don't know, it's what to do. I mean, I'm not gonna stop because like it's my life, you know. It's life actually. Like all animals are vulnerable in their own ways. They have to be, and that's what I like. I mean, I feel like I'm an animal. I don't feel. I mean, I'm human, but I don't feel like I'm a god or something. You know, I feel very much of the earth, and yeah, the fact that I've got a creative ability on some level, even if it's very small, then I would prefer to live that life, be aesthetic, you know, be aesthetic, like the appreciating of beauty, and be a bohemian. I am. I fell into it, you know, my whole life, pretty much, but especially since I've been an adult, since I was 18, 19. I fell into bohemia. It's the only place that accepted me in the city, the only place that accepted me in the world, in any real way, or tolerated me is maybe a better word. I don't think I'm accepted, but tolerated. And a dandy because I'm very good. The only thing I'm good at is doing nothing. Like, you know, what most people would economically call nothing, I mean to say. But also philosophically in a way, like embracing nothingness as a way to liberate yourself from all of this baggage that you carry, all of this like expectation and becoming and la 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 la, like all this shit. I'm like, I'm not living my life. Like, because I could be on the way to becoming something and then drop dead. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I was on my way to becoming the president or the prime minister or something, and then dead. You know, or whatever. Like, I was on my way to like, get $1 million, $1 billion, and then dead. So it's like you have no insurance in living. So why create a life around this false pretense, this false prediction? You know, and yeah, and I'm a bit of an aesthete as well, like in the sense that I have a lot of discipline actually. When I create is when I have discipline. I create these songs, I write them out, I then put the music together, then I arrange it, then I, you know, do whatever. And I do it, like, the reason why it sounds like music concrete or naive music is because that's what I want. I want the sincerity, I want the truth, the warts and all kind of aspect of that. I mean, my art to a lesser degree is naive in that, I mean, it's naive in the sense that it's not, I don't have the over articulation of skill, and the same with my writing. But I want it to be real. I want it to be articulated in the moment. I want it to be something which is um, in a way, like transitory. It's transient itself. It's not. It's something like natural, organic. It's not this total over elaboration of an articulation. And like I want my creativity to be like life, like nature, in many ways. I want it to be something which is impermanent, but which is really beautiful because it is impermanent and because it is not so complex. Actually, it's very simple. I mean, it looks complex. It can be complex. It can be dissonant. It can be all these things, good and bad. But I would prefer to have it like that, to live my life really clean. It's kind of clean. There's none of this fucking pretense to it. The artwork, right? Or the music that you can listen to here, or whatever. And I feel like, I really like those things, decadence, aestheticism, bohemia, dandyism, all of these things. But I like them in a sort of more naive kind of way. Like not naive, like stupid, but naive in the sense of the approach is more simplistic. It's stripped back, because I think there's nothing like the glimpse of death to quicken, the radiance of life. And I think fear, and so of course, like all fear goes at the very end to death. That's what you're really afraid of. So the fear or the fear of death really strips the human condition, the human drama, all the bullshit down to its bare bones. And that's what I want to live in, that space, that emotional, intellectual, philosophical space. Because for me, that feels like it's real. That's as real as you're going to get without going fucking batshit crazy into the, what Lacan calls the real, like glimpsing the void, and then it just, you just become fetal position and lose your mind. And that's just a few steps before, like that, I guess, right? Because it's also articulated. It's still articulated, of course, but it's not as elaborative. It's not as extravagant as, I don't know, fucking Da Vinci or like Michelangelo or like Picasso or whatever. It's or Serge Gainsbourg or Bob Dylan or Leonard Cohen or Tom Waits. Actually, even those people are not so articulated. There is a sort of naivete to them. But for me, that's what it's like. And so I just feel like, okay, I draw a lot of my own comfortableness, my own grace, my own effortlessness. I don't know, my confidence really. From that, like I think to myself as I walk into a place, I'm like, I'm here to just be. Like I'm not here to do anything. Like not to do. It's just to be, to breathe, and enjoy my insignificance, and let other people enjoy theirs too. Because in the cosmic, at the end of the day, like on the big level, like even just the Earth level, the biology of the Earth, whatever, like this thing is going to outlive all of us. It's probably definitely going to outlive the civilization. Probably like 3 or 4 or 5 civilizations of the future, it will outlive the Earth. The Earth will. And I just love that people are so like stressed out about making money and doing this and doing that. And like, don't you realize like you're already dead, but like you're gonna be dead for like trillions of years. Like you can't even conceptualize. The human mind just can't do it. How long you will be non-existing, and you already non-existed for like trillions of years before you go to this point. You're like your life is like bookended by nothingness, and it's like you're just a glimpse. You're just like that, not even that, in the space-time continuum, whatever. And for me, I'm like, shit, baby, I don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm just gonna go out and dance. I'm gonna go and make my art. I'm gonna go and whatever. Like, if people laugh at me, I don't care. Like, so what? It's like being laughed at by the dust. You know what I mean? Like that's my really really very much my way of thinking now. Because yeah, when you're around, when death moves from, because a few years ago, like all these people died in my life, and when death moves from an abstract, like a thought, like other, like other people die, it's othered, like someone else it happens to, or someone I know, whatever. And then obviously during the pandemic, we saw this a lot too, in a different sort of way. It became more familiar, but it's still kind of disaster happens. Things happen somewhere else, or death happens somewhere else. It's like bullshit, man. That's not how life works, actually. It's not how this planet works. It's a circle. The planet is literally a circle. It's like it's an orb. It's a circle. Everything is interrelated. Everything is enjoined into it. It's miasmic, and it's like smoke encased inside a bubble. Like you're not, you can't escape. You escape, and But for me, yeah, when death moves from this abstract conceptualization to something that just slams into it and it's real, then you're like, ah, I'm gonna die too, you know? And then that really makes you finally switch on to life, to the world, to people, to nature, to reality. You know, the reality behind the reality. And in that sense of like, it's nothingness. I mean, nothingness is not the right word in English, but it's not all this shit that we are so obsessed by. It's actually very simple, and it's very beautiful. It's the most profoundly beautiful thing. It's kind of like wabi-sabi, or it's impermanence. I mean, impermanence is probably a better word than nothingness, but it's a similar conceptualization, right? And I think that's the thing, where you realize, I mean, Nietzsche talks about this, Wittgenstein talks about this, I'm pretty sure Kierkegaard does. All the great philosophers pretty much talk about this idea that Proust, that art is a transference. It's a way to transfer this, like, mortal receptacle, this receptacle for a soul that we call a body, and your mind and your energy and whatever the hell it is that is consciousness, which is a whole other thing. Because what's the consciousness that observes the consciousness? How do you know that you're conscious? How is that consciousness knowing that it's conscious of its consciousness? You know what I mean? It's a head fuck. So anyway, before you get into that sort of twirling spiral vortex of like, well, the whole of mirrors, or the infinity mirror, I just want to sort of say, I think that that's the thing, that art, music, whatever, is your only way. It's your only way to have any transference of yourself, like just like the essence, the scent almost of you, because that's what's left at the end of the day. It's just that. And or if you do it before, you're gonna peel off all these layers. Introjects in psychology. You're gonna peel off all these layers, like an onion, and then at the end, what's left is not a core. There's no core of an onion. What's left is like the essence, like the perfume, the smell, the disembodied, non-corporeal aspect of you, your soul, I guess you could even say. I mean, whatever the hell you want to call it. You know, and I think that that's what art is. That's the voice, the vision, that's what it is. That's what an artist is about. It's trying to, in a way, break free, like trying to transfer his or her spirit out, you know, or a splinter of their soul, or a fraction of their soul, thrown to the world. Thrown to the world, you know? It's like giving birth to yourself. You giving birth to yourself. And, yeah. So for me, it's like that. And going through all of these albums, and going through all of these books, and going through all of these paintings and drawings, it's a way to understand myself, but also understand people, because I am human, and they are human. And there's an intense interaction and affinity, you know, obviously, with all of that. And so, yeah, that's my idea, that's my thought, that's my recollections, and those are my reflections. And I don't know, it's like something that I don't know how else to be, actually, at this point. I really don't know how else to be. And I want to travel again, you know, I want to go somewhere, I want to fuck, baby, I want to go through, you know, I just want to go and see, like, the world, America, or, like, Europe again, or Asia, India. I'd, of course, love to go to India. I think that would just be, wow, like, crazy. I think it would just be, wow, obviously. But, maybe that's what that is, too. Maybe for me, it's, like, being with all these different South Asian people has been a way to try to understand a place that seemed so alien, so foreign, so like a different planet, and little steps, you know, little like baby steps, like crawling almost, to see through them and through their eyes and through their experience what it means to be of this place, which is so ancient. I mean, it's like ancient Rome or ancient Egypt or something. It's got this incredible dense resonance to it. It's, you know, it's really rich and deep, and I mean, one of what, 3 or 4, 5 maybe 4 of the most, like, it's one of the original cultures, civilizational constructs, cultures of this fucking planet. India, right? Man, like, this is like it's like ancient Egypt, India, China, and then like maybe Western Europe, I guess, maybe. Oh, and then obviously like Mesoamerica and stuff. But I mean, in terms of the Eurasian area, it's like the Indus Valley is like the come on, look at just basic history. So it's like wow, to understand that and to see what that's like through a person who's from there, a person who understands it. Maybe if they don't understand it cognitively, totally, like I think a lot of it is obviously it's like the iceberg. Like half of it is this bit where it's below, above the surface, like them as a person, and they've got their own thing, like maybe whatever, where they came here and this and that, and their own questions in their own life. But underneath, I think like their soul, their spirit, their essence, is so in a way probably quite tethered and influenced and bound up with this idea of India Bharat, and I really like that because I want to understand that in a way that only really going there or like carving into yourself through them and through through them through me and me through them is a way to comprehend like the rich deepness of this and to feel the pain but to feel the glory of it too, like the squalor and the glory of the thing and the construct of the civilization, of the culture, of the music, of the art, of the way of being, of the articulation, of the all of it, the holistic totality. So for me, it's like that, and then yeah, the same. I mean, it's not just India I'm doing, of course. It's like it's to a lesser degree China and East Asia. I mean, I've lived there. I've lived in East Asia. So I think I feel like I have more of a grip of East Asia, for example. Funnily enough, and then and obviously a little bit of Europe, but I would like to go back to Europe too. I'd like to explore that and the arts and be my own person. But it's just exploring, and being curious, like a wild dog, like a wild peacock slash dog slash cat. Yeah, that's the thought. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Je suis pave, so I'm not sure. I'll be very poor in a few days. So, yeah, Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm gonna leave it there. My God, this has gone for a long time. Okay. Bye.